tuning in to the Branches HB Kids live stream. We are so happy that you're watching this video right now.
Whether it's Sunday morning or during any other day during the week, we believe that learning about God's love for us is something we can hear about all the time.
Our desire as Branches HB Kids Ministry is to continue to have a resource for you and your family to have an opportunity to hear stories and truth from the Bible and sing along to some songs that praise God.
We are now hosting in-person services, so we would love to invite you to join us on Sunday morning. For service times and locations, please have your parents visit our website or follow us on Instagram.
We may be here on YouTube, but believe it or not, we are real people and we're available to be seen and talked to. So we want to hear from you if you have questions, concerns, or if you need prayer. Just please reach out to us by clicking on the links in the description of this video.
So now let's dive into this week's video.
We love you!
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, It's time to hear a story full of wonder. There's so much fun we'll have learning together. So let's go down to the clubhouse with Ollie and his friends. Let's go down to the clubhouse where wonder never ends at the Wonder Clubhouse. Meet with you at the Wonder Clubhouse. Meet with you.
Hi friends, it is I, Super Lucy! I love my Super Kid costume because when I'm wearing it, I can do super big things. Stuff like, I can be a super thinker. You can be a super thinker with me. Ready? Think, think, think. Wow, great thinking, everyone. With my Super Kids costume, I can do big things like lifting towers of dirty dishes in both hands. To the dishwasher and beyond. I can even rescue wild animals. Be free, little one. What other super things can I do?
Hoo, hoo.
It's Ollie.
Hello, Lucy. Hoo, hoo. Doing lots of big things, are you?
Oh, hi, Ollie. I'm thinking of all the super stuff I can do when I'm a super kid.
It's fun to be super. It's true. I know who made you to do big things. Hoo, hoo. Listen to this story. Just follow me through. Hoo, hoo.
Follow me through, follow me through. Ollie's got a Bible story for me and you.
Do I use this one? Or is this the best one to use? Oh, hola friends! I'm Luis, the handyman. I'm working on a big job later today, and I'm trying to choose the very best screwdriver to use. Sometimes it's so hard to choose. That reminds me of today's story. Do you want to help me build it? Great! Let's put it on the story fence. Hammers up, little builders. Ready? Uno, dos, tres, hammer! Great job, little helpers. You can put your hammers down. Now we just need our story tools. Yep, we have everything we need. Today's true story from the Bible begins with a man named Samuel. God told Samuel that he was going to pick the next king. So Samuel went to this house because one of the brothers would be the next king. Now, if you were looking for a king, you'd probably want someone really smart, right? Like this guy. Or someone strong. Like him. Or someone older with experience. Or maybe someone like this guy. Or this one. Or this one. Or this one. Phew. Samuel knew that choosing the next king was a big job. He also knew that God made him to do big things. He trusted that God would help him find the next king. So Samuel looked at all the brothers, but God didn't choose any of them. Samuel asked Jesse, the father of the house, if there were any more brothers. Jesse said there was one more brother that wasn't home yet. He was out in the field watching over the sheep. Send for him, Samuel said. We will not sit down until he comes. So the brothers waited and waited and waited until finally their brother, David, came home. Wait a minute. David's just a kid. He's so young. Do you think he can be the next king? Let's see. God told Samuel that David should be the next king. Well, not because of the way David looked on the outside, but because of his heart on the inside. David loved God with all his heart. And that's what God wanted for the new king. Samuel listened to God and told David that God made him to do big things. God wanted him to be king when he was older. Wow! God chose David to be king and lead all the people. David was going to be in charge one day. He was going to be the next king. That is awesome! Samuel knew that God made him to do the big job of choosing the next king. And he knew God made David to be king and lead the people when he got older. God made us to do big things too. Hey there, Ollie. Tell me, who made you to do big things?
God made me to do big things. Yes, it's true. Now let's hear it from you. Tell me, who made you to do big things?
God made me to do big things. That's the truth, friends. You better believe it. Adios.
So there's your story, and it's all true. God made David to do big things, and he made us to do big things too.
Thanks, Ollie.
Goodbye to you. Ho, ho.
Wow, God made David to do big things. God made me to do big things too. I think I got the story. Did you get it? If you did, say got it. Get it?
Got
Good. I'm ready to be a super kid. Whatever the day brings, God made me to do big things. See you later, super kids. I'm off. Dun, 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 dun.
Wanna be a super duper kid and show them who God is. I'll be a super kid, super caring, super sharing, always loving and forgiving. Yeah, 'cause putting others first is always better. I'll be a super duper kid forever and ever and ever. Oh, I wanna be a super duper kid, super kind, super brave, share and forgive. Oh, I wanna be a super duper kid and show them who God is. I'll be a super kid. Hey, be a super kid. Na 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 na. I'll be a super kid.
You made my heart, made my mind, made me break so I could shine. And I just
Hey everybody, I'm Graham, and I've got to say I'm super excited about today because we are talking about one of my favorite things. Candy! Have you ever been to one of those candy stores that lets you put all of your favorite candies into one little bag? You can mix your jelly beans with gummy bears and top it all off with a handful of M&Ms. The M's stand for and it's all made only for you. Your one-of-a-kind candy bag. Everyone's different after all. Some of you may like hot candy. Ha 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 ha! Or maybe sour's your way to go. I need some water, please. Or maybe you don't like candy at all. Now that's a good radish. We're all different, and that's not a bad thing. That's what individuality is all about. Individuality is discovering who you were meant to be so you can make a difference. We're all created to be individuals. That's why we all like different kinds of candy. Hey, what if we were created out of candy? Like, what if my head could be made out of jelly beans? And maybe some peppermints for eyes. Yeah. Laffy Taffy nose. Twizzler mouth. Twizzler? Twizzler? And of course, some hair. Looks just like me. Okay, maybe we weren't created out of candy, but we were created. And in today's story, we'll learn about our amazing creator. Sounds fun, right? What? I was hungry. See you soon.
The Bible. It's 66 books of history, stories, letters, and poetry that fit together to form God's one big story. The epic adventure of how He created us and loves us so much that He made a way to rescue us. As we travel through the Bible, from Genesis to Revelation, we discover people who met God and found their lives changed forever. Now, for an amazing story, inspired by the book of Genesis, chapter 1, verses 26 through 28.
In the beginning, God took nothing and made everything. From darkness, God called out light. God poured out waters and stretched the sky far overhead like an unpainted canvas. He shaped dry land and canyons and great mountain ranges, and then decked them out with trees and vines and plants of every kind. God spun the moon and sun and stars and planets out into space, and then He filled the oceans with fish and the sky with birds. God thought up an amazing variety of animals to crawl and hop and race over the earth.
All of this was incredible, unbelievable, the most artistic show of power ever. God made complex atoms and cells smaller than the eye can see, all the way up to vast spaces stretching across the universe farther than we can imagine.
And yet, all of this was just a warm-up to God's most spectacular creation, people. People. It's true. We're made of the same atoms and cells and elements as rocks and plants and animals.
But unlike anything else in God's creation, we are made in God's image. Then God said,
"Let us make human beings so that they are like us. Let them rule over the fish in the seas and the birds in the sky. Let them rule over the livestock and all the wild animals. And let them rule over all the creatures that move along the ground."
So, God created human beings in His own likeness. He created them to be like Himself. He created them as male and female. You are made in God's image.
Now, that does not mean God shares your eye color.
or your freckles, or even your quirky smile. But it does mean that you were designed for God to shine through you.
You were made to show the world God's love, God's grace and mercy, God's joy, God's peace, God's kindness, God's wisdom. You and every person you'll ever meet are of infinite value because you're made in the image of God. And here's what's even more amazing. God didn't design us to turn into a bunch of little robots who look and act the same when we follow Him.
Instead, the more time you spend with God, asking Him to transform your thoughts and words and choices, the more you become uniquely you. As you follow Jesus and reflect God's light more clearly, you'll be able to do the things that God has designed for you and no one else. So, next time you look in the mirror, remember, you're looking at the image of God, and no one in this world can reflect Him just the way you do.
When God created the world, He saved the best for last. People. He made us to be like Him. He made us in His image. Maybe that means God looks like us. Or maybe it means God made us with different qualities that could only come from Him. Maybe God made you creative, like He's creative. Ooh, or maybe you're really smart because a smart God made you that way. You could be patient, or kind, confident, or peaceful. And you could top it off with a handful of joyfulness. God is all of those things, and He's given them to each of us in all kinds of different combinations. So here's the one thing to remember today. You were made in God's image. Only you were made the way you are. You're one of a kind. There. I'm done with my new candy self-portrait. What do you think? Not bad. I look delicious. I'll see you next time.